Good afternoon to you all. Good morning. Are you well? Well, it's truly that Monday feeling already. The sun's out. The sun's out. Well, I said that, didn't I? The birds are out. Birds are out there tweeting away. I know I said that twice as well. But do you know what the thing is? Sorry, I'm just having a conversation in my ear as we're going. Yes, happy Monday to you all. I hope you are well. Hope you had a lovely weekend. I am bouncing and I am jolly to be back here on Crafters TV for, do you know something? Not just for the week, but for 6 days straight. Absolutely, you've got right up me up until Saturday, all day Saturday as well. So do you know what? Let's just dive straight in and have a look, see what we've got coming up on Crafters TV today. It is Monday, which means we've got launch day, not party, Johnny, launch day as well, and it's a launch day. Happy Monday! Launch day is all about Garden Party, brand new signature collection from Sarah. So we have got the complete collection here. We'll go over that in a lot more detail very, very shortly. But as it's Crafters TV, as it's Wake Up Call, it means I get to give you the first preview on Crafters TV before Sarah and Joe. You can hear the giggling already. Joe's back as well. They're going to be doing a full 2 hours when it comes to that on launch day. Then what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be coming back for the end of the day and I'm going to be here with you for Monday Makers. So that is then obviously end of the day here in the UK, as I always point out. It's still obviously afternoon and sometimes morning, depending where you are across the globe, because we have so many of you watching all over. So launch day is of course 3 p.m. here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern time, 7 a.m. Pacific time. And then we've got, do you know something? We've got Monday Makers, that's 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern time, 11 a.m. Pacific time. What we can do is let's go straight to Joe, because I believe we're maybe having a little bit of an issue with my mic. So Joe, what else have we got on today?
Hello there, happy Monday. Loads coming up this week here on Crafters TV, but a big day today and also a big launch party too. We're going to be taking you through, of course, everything that's coming up in the day. We'll be having a good old night, and no doubt there might be a little bit of Eurovision chatter, a bit of a debrief from Saturday night. Johnny was very excited. But also, of course, the Queen of Crafts Companion, Sarah, as many of you will know, is one of the dragons on the Dragon's Den here in the UK, which is a bit like the UK version of Shark Tank, and one of our recent investments, I don't know if you saw this week, was in a company called Wilso, which is a really exciting plantable book, and we're going to be having a little look in more detail later at that with the creators of the product, Tom and James, as well. So that's going to be super exciting. That's coming up. If you want to get in touch with me, you can do in all the usual ways. Crafters TV, if you're across on Facebook, or of course, if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit subscribe over there. And it's Crafters Companion if you are over there. So yes, feeling very fresh, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and ready for 3 days in the funhouse. Did you have a good weekend, Craig?
I did. I really did. It was really good. I didn't do the painting of my bedroom.
Oh.
Well, that's not what to do anyway. It was the painting of the bathroom, I said, wasn't it? And I didn't do the garden, front garden, because, well, let's face it, it was chucking a rain most of the weekend, apart from yesterday. But I had one of those satisfying feelings, you know, when you just have a clear out, a blitz of all your clothes,
nice.
The drawers, the wardrobes. I've got 2 dumping cupboards where, you know, you just dump everything in. I call them Monica cupboards, because they're like Monica from Friends. Everything gets hauled in. Got all them sorted, so yeah, going into this week nice and refreshed when it comes to the house, everything sorted and organised. And I did do a bit of baking on Saturday as well, Saturday afternoon.
Oh, what did you bake?
So just one of my favourites, just a nice sponge cake with icing over the top, and it lasted 4 hours.
Really?
4 hours and it was gone, it was eaten in my tum-tum. So it was nice, really nice. It would have been actually a really nice cake if you were going to have maybe something like a garden party.
Oh, yes.
Well, we've got that straight, coming up straight right now for you. We're going to be having a look at this one here. So this one is all about Sarah's signature garden party complete collection. Now within this one here, straight away you can see the colours. How gorgeous are these ones? Very pastel-y, very mints, your teals, your blues, a bit within the pastel tones. Look at this. Humongous. I'm going to keep going and keep going. That's how big it is within this one here. So what I'm doing is, you'll see from on your screen right now, is that is the full complete collection here. 102 elements, including 120 sheets of paper / cardstock. £125 here in the UK, $180 for you guys stateside. Even if you're brand new to us at Crafters Companion, everyone pays that price on your screen right now, where you're getting that incredible saving straight away. Of course, if you are Platinum in Club Inspire, you're going to also be receiving 20% off as well. And you know, depending where, you might not be quite Platinum, but you're still going to get a saving, even if you are maybe like your silver or your gold, etc., etc. So that is what is coming up on launch day. We've got stamping dies. We've got the most gorgeous 3D embossing folders that we can see on your screen right now. Then we've also got things like stencils. We've even got obviously our paper pads. We've got really fancy edgeables. We've even got something that's my favourite, something very simplistic. It's time consuming to make, not within Sarah's signature collection, and that is the rosette. But you can see here you've got your word stamp, as if you are going to do a bit of a picnic, as well as your dies with the sentiments there as well. We're going to go through all of that just shortly, in a moment and two in actual fact. That is going to be with Sarah and Joe launch day, 3 p.m. here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back later on and we're going to do Monday Makers together, and we're going to be having a look at the Ultimate Organizer Complete Collection. 132 elements within this one here. Now this is £61.71 here in the UK. For you guys stateside, £77.83. You're going to be saving 35%. This is the best deal yet when it comes to the Ultimate Organizer set. If you do go onto the website, have a look. If you're wanting a smaller Ultimate Organizer collection, there is a smaller one with fewer elements where you're getting 25% off. So that's the worker and one of the stamp set. Have a look at that, but the best deal is what you're seeing on your screen right now. £61.71 here in the UK, $77.83 for you guys stateside. But what we can then start to do is incorporate these ones here. Now within this one here, still following on with Monday Makers, this is your Crafters Companion Ultimate Stamping and Blending Collection. All of this together, you're going to be saving 30%. Everything you need for blending and stamping, this is your Ultimate Stamp and Blending Collection. 34 elements in total, with 60 sheets of white smooth stamping card. $44.73 here in the UK, $64.77 for you guys stateside. Now when it comes to the organizer, but also that stamping bundle, what we're going to do is we'll have a look at it in great detail come Monday Makers. However, the whole reason that we're here with Wake Up Call is I get to pick out some of my favourites from throughout today. And obviously, Garden Party is a give. There's no way I would let this show pass without having that on, but we've gone for the Ultimate Organizer. We'll do a little demonstration shortly. And then when it comes to that stamping blending collection, we'll also give you a bit of a look as to what product you would use for when on Wake Up Call. But before we can do that, I need to get to the other side there. But you know, we like to do things seamlessly. So what we'll do is we'll go to Joe, he'll start to read your comments, and the next time you see me, I'm going to be over there.
You will, just over there. Right, it's a Monday, of course. It is the start of a brand new week. There is a whole sea of opportunity that lays before us. But something else we have to do every single Monday is, of course, launch a brand new Get It, Got It, Good. And this week's is an absolute essential. Is the Gemini Junior Complete Plate Collection. So you get the 2 clear cutting plates, the plastic shim, the magnetic shim, the metal cutting plate. You've got that embossing shim in there, as well as the storage bag too. A great deal on this one, a lovely saving, £35 or $36. It is this week's Get It, Got It, Good. Loads of you tuning in saying hello already this morning. Patty's in Texas. Janice is in Manchester. Where in Manchester are you, Janice? We might be neighbours, you never know. Janet's in from Pennsylvania. Patty is saying hi in Ohio, Patty. And also, who else have we got here? Alison, I can see him from Brooklyn. Mary's in Wisconsin. Polly's in Florida. Steph's in Georgia. Linda in as well from Minnesota. I'd love to know what you've all been up to and doing with your weekends. Do let me know. Crafters TV across on Facebook, or of course Crafters Companion if you are across on YouTube. So do get in touch. There is absolutely loads coming up. But where are we going to start then today, Craig?
Seeing it's Monday, seeing the sun's out, let's go for a little bit of a party. Let's have a garden party. Let's go through this collection. Gorgeous, stunning, elegant, just all these words rolled into one. Whole idea of these ones here is, you know, just to be enjoying being out in the garden. Now, there's never been a time more appropriate than getting out into the garden and just, you know, having a little bit of a celebration, getting friends, family together than what we're going through at the moment, certainly here in the UK with being allowed to get together more and more. This is then enabling you to then, if you do want to do your party, but then what you can do is you can do your invites, you can do all your different bunting if you want. You can do, you know, add your little detail onto the straws with the rosette that you're going to get. Gorgeous colour with the pastel tones, runs through when it comes to the 12 by 12. To let you know as well, this is the complete collection. This is everything. So we're not saying here's the collection and then we've got another paper pad that you could buy separately or that. You know, if you want to get more, absolutely you can do, but this is everything. So let's go through, we'll have a look, see what you're getting. We'll show you some finished samples. Then I think, Joe, I gave you a bit of a tease on Instagram, well, actually Facebook as well this morning, as to what we're going to make live this morning. So we can dive straight in. And what we're going to do is looking at these sentiments here. So we've got party and we've got celebrate. Now initially, when I first seen pictures of this collection, Joe, a couple of weeks ago, before I actually seen it, I didn't actually realise how big and sizable these sentiments are. They really are quite big, which we'll go through just shortly. Then this is my absolute favourites. I shouldn't have favourite, but I do. This is the rosette. Now, rosettes are really fun to make and they really add not only dimension, but a different take on your project. But they can be a bit time consuming because what you need to do is you need to score every individual line, you know, depending on the width of each line that you want. It's a time consuming product or project to make. Really simple by one pass through your Gemini. What we're doing, we'll show you it, is we're going to do 3 layers so that we can create a nice opened rosette, but that is one of them here. Then we've got the garden party die set, square die set here.
That's gorgeous, isn't it?
Gorgeous, isn't it? Lots of different things that you can do with this. You can then start to fussy cut in. You can start to create your own corners, your own frames. What about your paper piecing? The lines all the way round from the rose as well as the foliage are simply gorgeous. And it's not an overly big one. Usually you sometimes find with a creator card style, there can be a larger 6x6 die. This is a nice delicate intricate one being, I want to say off the top of my head, it's about, let's have a look right now, it's 4x4. So it's not often we do really small 4x4 creative cards. So this is a really nice one. Then look at this edgeable, Joe.
That's gorgeous.
Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? What I'm going to do...
so that sort of gives you like the feel of a double-sided edgeable, but in a single-sided die, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely spot on. That's the effect that it's given you. So you've got your 2 dies, outline as well as your detailed die. 2 of them being the balloons there, and then you've got that gorgeous kind of like elegant bunting type of look. So you can then be using them together or separate. So within this one here, let's pinpoint the balloon. So this outside edge here creates the matting layer for the base. Then you've got the detail and that sits on top. And it is so, so nice and a different way of doing the edges. And all of these layers that we're showing you have all been cut from the cardstock that comes in with the collection, which works a treat. And this one being your bunting. So if you do want to do it to make bunting, to create your party, then why not? Go for it. But then this is a nice one, Joe, to use as maybe a card blank.
Yeah.
You can start to create your own little card blanks if you want, maybe your own frames, or even start to incorporate them onto your mixed medias or that. And a multitude of layers. So instead of it being your dots all the way around, you've got 1, 2, I'm going to lean over, 1, 2, you've actually got 3 circle dies in here. 1 plain and 2 decorative, so you can build up the layers if you want. These ones also been good for all your leftover hunky-dory toppers, circles. The sentiments works well, but you've got all these additional little icons at the side as well. Then look at these stencils here. Look at this. So if I pick them both up at the same time, so these are the 2 designs that we've got here and here. So we've got a lot of detail when it comes to, well, both of them in actual fact. But what I want you to keep in mind, when you're thinking of this, Tomorrow on Wake Up Call, little bits of head start, I'm going to do a little bit of a demo on a stencil to show you what you can do with it. So keep that in mind for when it comes to these ones here, because what I do tomorrow, you'll be able to do with these ones as well. So really nice one, square one, so they're going to go perfect onto a variety of different card sizes. 6x6, but of course you can start to incorporate them down onto your 5x5s and even less if you want to. But it is so, so nice. I love that kind of like half circle effect at each side here. They're included because it's the ultimate bundle. You're getting everything. Then look at this umbrella. It's more like a parasol, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
Parasol in here, and it's 3D. So it's a 3D embossing folder here. So if you're going to bring in your white smooth stamping card, maybe your black card with gilding waxes, maybe your mirror card, all these different cardstocks you're going to be able to use. Another 3D one being your teacups. So these are just piled on top of each other, delicately piled with the detail all the way around. So a really nice one as well. And then something we don't see a lot when it comes to Sarah's signature is layerable stamps. So we've got our 2 flowers here that you can start to layer on top of each other. You would be using your inks where it's your light, your medium and your dark to build them up, but you've got your leaves, you've got your foliage as well onto them ones. Then, for those that are going to be using it to create all your different invitations, what we've got is some sentiments, we've got our ordinals, but then you've got the RSVP, you've got the from, you've got your invited, all these additional ones as well. So you can set the dates if you want to use them when it comes to those invites. Or you might just want to be able to use them for a 60th or 21st or 50th. All these different ones as well. So don't just think, although it's got garden party and there's elements for like invites, don't just think of them as an invite kind of like collection. Think of them as still being able to use them for your special birthdays because you've got these stamps included. And then talking of stamps, let's go into these ones here. This is your stamp and dies, and you get so much from all the ones that I'm going to show you. So we've got our stamps. This is how these look. So you've got your parasol, you've got your little border. Now you've got your little quarter here, but that could be built up, and that could be like a half circle, could be 3/4, could be a full circle if you work them round. Lots of different ways that you can start to use this one.
Might make good photo corners, that as well, Craig.
Absolutely, yeah, and very simple to cut out if you do choose to do it in that way as well. So you don't need to worry about overcomplicating fussy cutting, straight lines, that little bit of a curve. That's all that you need to do. Then this one, which is another one that I love, and this is actually what we'll be using in our first demonstration, Joe. We're going to tilt there, we've got, just so you can see we don't get a bit of glare. We've got our teacups, we've got our little cakes, our little, well, it could be celebration cake, could be a birthday cake if you want to, and even your teapot, and even, well, either a macaroon or macaron, it could be either one of those there, but this is how these all work out. Then what we've got more when it comes to your stamping dies, we can see we've got the bird cages. I mean, look at that kind of ornate when it comes to the actual image. It's like fabric, it's like pattern within the actual design that you've got here. So really nice when it comes to these. And lots of these have different sentiments on them that are going to work in conjunction with each other. Then we can go into the paper pads. So we've got the 6x6 paper pad here. Absolutely chocker of designs. Now some of them you've got real nice designs, you've got layered up designs, but then what you've also got is some just patterned. So you've got the pattern designs on the back, lots of very, very subtle but pastel colours that are going to complement the cardstock that runs through. As always, all matte, so you can ink and you can stamp onto them if you want. Abundance of them. Now for the same designs, you're getting them in your 12x12, so exactly the same. They've not been scaled down, anything like that. You're not missing any detail whatsoever. You're getting that full image when it comes to your 12x12. For instance, if I bring in that top one of the 6x6, you get the exact same image, it's just on a bigger forum. So that is your 12x12, and then last but not least, here is our pearlescent cardstock that we've got here. So we've got our blues, we've got our peaches, our very pastel yellows, as well as a deeper green down on the bottom. That on your screen right now, that looks a bit maybe like browny there, but it is a green colour that we can see down here where my fingers are. So that is what makes up your full collection of 102 elements. With your paper pads, you'll be able to see in a moment what you can be making when it comes to these ones from a variety of cards and projects that you'll be able to see, but that is it on your screen. I mean, there is absolutely abundance of products within this collection.
There is a lot of love for this as well, Craig, already. Lean says, I wish you could sit in the garden, but it's been raining all weekend. It's only 12 degrees at the moment. It's a bit similar here, to be honest, Lean. Anastasia says she loves this collection. Lean also says the balloon would be lovely for a baby's card. I agree. Anastasia loves the teacups. Karen's garden sounds pretty epic, Craig. She says, my gardens are not small. They are actually a real country garden with loads of different things planted. I've got 85 tomato plants. Wow. 30 cabbage plants, lots of corn, beans, cucumber, dill, carrots and peas. It is a lot of hard work. After it is ready to eat, I have to process it to keep my canning in jars or putting some of it in the freezer. That's my garden party. Absolutely love the paper pad in this collection, as I have one but want to order more. I think we would like to see some, maybe we'd need to see some pictures of Karen's garden, don't you think, Craig?
Oh, I'd love that. I really would love that. I think it's going to work in well with certainly the weather. Apologies if you've not got the best of weather today. You know, we've got it today, and actually we'll hold no apologies for that. I think it's about time we got some lovely weather.
Have we got lovely weather today?
Well, yeah.
Is it? Oh yeah. Actually, it's quite sunny through that window behind you there, Craig.
It is. Yeah. Really sunny today.
Always sunny. It's actually always quite sunny through that window.
Always sunny, and it's well, it's certainly sunny today. That's for sure. Let's have a look at some of these that you can be making from the collection here. These ones using the stencils that we've got within the middle, but then this is where we've incorporated our layering flowers with the Celebrate die on the top and then the background papers. This is what I was on about, when you can start to use that bunting as its own little card blank that you can see here. Then using the dies as a concept, so if you like to do your Z fold cards, how cute is that? All of these being made using the collection. Now, if you love your layering, look at that, how substantial is that? Start to incorporate your glossy accents or any of your little shimmers, sparkle pens or pastes. Then turn it the right way, Craig. There you go. Now, how well does black work with that one?
Really beautiful, isn't it?
Really works well, that you can see here. So this could start to be maybe your organisers. Maybe you want to use it for your organiser. We'll show you later on. You can do that.
That's an interesting card, that one there. Is that like a triple Z fold?
It's it's a fancy one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get it the right way here. So let's bear with. Let's see. Let's get that there. We'll sort that in a minute. So what we can do then is start to create your concepts that we can see into here. You've got all these different ones using, whether it's your Ultimate Pro or your scoreboard, and then another sizable one as well that we've got here. So whether you're doing small dinky cards, concept cards, or if you're doing maybe your Z fold cards, all these different ones that you can start to do. We will get there. Do you know how I had it before the show? And it's one of the most simplest ones to actually look at, he says. So let's build that one.
We'll wait, Craig, it's fine.
Thank you, yeah. Right. We don't quite have time for that, so I'm going to set it to the side because we will do it. Let's go in, and I think got your comments coming in. Christine saying, Craig, Joe, can you show us all of the papers in 12 by 12? Remember, Sarah and Joe are going to be back with launch day, so that's where you're going to see everything in its entirety, 2 hours full of the full collection here. With Wake Up Call, we're giving you a bit of a teaser as to what to expect. So if you want to see everything in full, that's when Sarah and Joe are going to be back with that full collection. So what we can do is we can go along. Now, do you know something? We're that organised, I don't have my product set to use. So we're going to have to get Jake on the actual case of that one. That's good. It's Monday.
Jake is hot off the press of representing Switzerland in the Eurovision Song Contest on Saturday. I think it was Jake's twin that was representing Switzerland. We'll do a little bit of Eurovision chat then, seeing as Craig has left the studio. Yeah, the UK dead last again, Johnny, weren't we? Zero points, which is almost impossible to do. So we were favourites in the betting chart to come last, and we absolutely nailed that. But massive congratulations to Italy, who won with a very, very funky rock song. So we look forward to going there next. So if you saw it, let me know in the comments what you thought. I'd love to know. Treasure Hearts has been raining and storming in Houston for days. The ground is ultra soaked. The garden is squishy. Also, Panda says it's nice here in Doncaster. Yeah, it said rain from 12 onwards. Let's hope that isn't the case. Christine Mahoney says this collection is massive and amazing. It really is incredible. I wonder how many paper pads the lovely Christine has gone for. She is the queen of the paper pads, although she did have a bit of competition last week. So who knows? Yes, who knows indeed. But yeah, we would love, should we get some pictures then of, gardens, Craig? What do you reckon? Seeing as it is garden party. Or maybe you want to send us pictures of your parties. I don't know, I'll leave it up to you. Gardens or parties. You choose. If you want to send us or email us in any pictures, you can. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk is where you need to send those emails to them. Charlotte is very excited about receiving them. Also, we still need you to send in as well and talk about with us your random crafts of kindness. If you've done something or sent something lovely to someone out of the goodness of your heart, or just a really lovely story about some sort of crafting you've been up to, you can also send those to us, studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. You pop random crafts of kindness into the subject line. And here it is, share an image or story of something you've made to brighten a stranger's day. And these will be shared on Wednesday during Wake Up Call. Don't forget as well, it is the Best of Crafts Awards coming up. We would like your votes on that. I'll share more of those details with you as we go through the show. Val says, poor innocent shutter card. Don't destroy it, Craig. Val in Southampton. How are you getting on with that card there, Craig?
Fine. Eventually.
Do you want me to have a go? Oh, no, you've done it.
All right,
perfect.
We're good. We got it sorted. Just to go show we're exactly live. We've got that good to go here. As I say, it's very simple. All you need sometimes is one arm to go one way, and then it kind of messes with your head. But it's such a fun card when you actually
cool, isn't it?
get it. It's really nice. So this is where, whether it's your large cards, whether it's bunting, whether you want to do your concept cards, lots of different forms that you could use it. So now, let's get stuck in. Let's show you what you can be doing with this collection here. So what we can do to start with is, I've got some of these layers. I've got these bits already cut to go, and everything I'm using is from the collection. What I've done is I've taken some of the blue pearlescent cardstock and I've cut it to 6.5 by 6.5, a bit of the pastel yellow to 6.25 by 6.25. Then I've taken one of the pattern, and what I've done here is left it at 6 by 6 because it's from the 6 by 6 pattern paper pad. And then what I've also done is I've taken one of the other 6 by 6s and I have just trimmed it down 1/4 of an inch to make it 5 3/4. And then what I'm going to do, Joe, is using my little distress tool, I'm going round the edge just to crinkle up the edges. And the card that I'm away to do now, well, the original one that I've done is a card, but this time we're going to pop this on the front of a box so that you can see the difference. So for the layers that I'm doing, it's not actually necessary to go around the full 4 edges, but I wanted to at least do a couple so you can see how I created them. So I'm doing all 4 edges, going all the way around with my distress, or crimpling tool it's called on the website. And we're going round to distress the edges. So we've got that kind of paper distressed edge. We can then come back in now. Now let's go in with some of the, actually let's do the rosette, Joe, because this is so cool.
Yeah, and so good. I haven't seen a die like this before that creates a rosette, Craig. And I know you've made them in the past in the shows, but they can be a bit time consuming. This is going to save you so much time, isn't it?
It is, because what you're going to do, if you want to have a really nice full-on rosette, then, well, I would at least say do 2. 2 of them will give you a nice formed rosette. 3 rosettes are even better, or 3 layers are even better. And then what you can then do is you can then go all out, and you can maybe do 4 or 5 layers if you want. It's entirely up to yourself. So let's go in now. I've got a piece all ready to go. Now I've already die cut 2 layers. I'm not sure if you can see, it's got the little score lines in the middle. So I'm going to do another one. So we'll do 3 of them. And then what I'm also going to do, within the die set, I'm going to bring in this little circle. And I've also done 1 already. But what we can do is let's do 2 so that you can see. Because one's going to be the base of my rosette, and the other one, Joe, is going to be the top bit that hides the workings.
Awesome. Loads of love coming in for this. A lot of love for a lot of Eurovision chatter as well in the comments. Lean's letting me know that the band that won had a Danish name, Maneskin. It means moonlight because the girl in the band has family in Denmark. There you go. That is good trivia, Lean. That's trivia not even I knew, so that's saying something. Panda says as well, well done to James for his efforts in this year's Eurovision. I love the way he held it together and celebrated the null point that we got. It was very commendable. Yes, any pictures that you've got of gardens, garden parties, we'd love to see them. Get them into us. Hopefully not too long, the weather breaks, we'll be having garden parties of our own, Craig.
Fingers crossed, because we'd said it for so long now, but we need to get you guys round to mine now that the garden's done and we're getting into the springtime, well, going into the summertime shortly, so it'll be nice. We're on the countdown to those days.
We're going to have a heat wave apparently from early June, they're predicting, Craig.
So I believe.
17 days of 20 plus they are predicting Celsius in the UK. We'll see. This does happen every year about this time though, doesn't it? They say we're going to have the hottest summer on record, and then we'll get to October and they'll say we're going to have the coldest winter on record. It just seems to be a theme every year.
Yeah, I was in my element last year because obviously in Scotland, when you say you get a heat wave, we get it for like a day, maybe 2 if we're lucky, and then before we know it, that's it, it's done and dusted. Whereas last year, the heat just continued and continued. Although, in saying that, there was days that was so warm, but the locals here were actually saying it was cold, and they were going around with jumpers, and here's me going around with a t-shirt and
really?
Jeans.
What's hot, Craig, in your head? What level, what temperatures it has to get to before you're like, oh, it's hot today?
Probably anything over 18.
Okay, fair enough. I was going to say like 24, 25 is hot.
Yeah, probably. But I would say for us, you know, that's warm. It's like, gosh, it's warm. It's just heat. All we want is heat. That's
just a little bit of warmth.
A little bit of warmth.
But maybe good things come to those who wait. Maybe we're going to have a really long, you know, hot summer from June till the beginning of September. We can hope.
Fingers crossed anyway. As you say, we can only hope that we get some decent weather because it has been quite atrocious as of late. Just something nice.
So what is this just finger lift you're using here, Craig?
So what I've done here is I've concertinaed all the layers, so
right.
Working them along. So I've done that with all 3 of them.
Is it always 3 you'd use for this?
No. If you want a nice full one, an even one to appealing on the eye, I would say do 3. But if you wanted to do a smaller one, then you can do 2 layers. Or if you wanted to go all out, you could do, if you wanted to do 4, you could do. If you wanted to do 5, you could do. It's up to yourself. But what we're doing here is we're doing the 3 of them. So we're doing it so that they're all going to be concertinaed together. Now I'm just using some of my double-sided tape for this one, for time and speed. Either use your red liner or use your tacky glue. However, because we're away to come and use our hot glue just shortly, your normal double-sided tape will be adequate because the hot glue is going to keep it all together. So now that we've got them layered up, we're going to bunch them all together. And at this point, this is where you would have had to have cut your strips, gone to your scoreboard and scored at every single line. And to get the perfect concertina, you'd have to flip it over and score once again.
So it takes you a while.
So it does take you a while. And it's effective. And as you said, I have done them before. And do you know what? If I've got the time at home, I would maybe potentially do them again on my own. But when you've got this one size, then absolutely you're going to be golden by using the die to do it on its own. So I'm just having a little argument with my pack shop for the last like 5 10 minutes.
What's going on?
Everything just keeps falling down.
You're knocking it over.
Keeps
it's
falling
very
down.
Monday so far, isn't it?
It is, yeah, it is, isn't it? Monday, for sure.
Some people don't like Mondays. They want to shoot the whole day down, Craig. I'm not one of those people.
I absolutely love Mondays. You just don't know what's going to happen. It's either going to go smoothly or, do you know what, from the get-go, it's just going to go, it's going to go nuts, put it that way. So now that we've got our layer here, what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to tuck it in. So tucking it in, folding it in, and then what we can do is bunch them together, and we've got our concertina here. So what I like to do is I'm using one of the die cuts as the back layer. Now I would 100% recommend hot glue for this. If you use collal glue, then you can do, but what you're going to have to do is lay something heavy on top to let it cool down, or to let it dry.
If we use more, Craig, would it get wider, the rosette, or would it just get fuller, as in it would have more peaks and troughs in it?
So the more you use, the more compact it's going to be, but also the smaller this area is going to be as well. So that's, you would get away with 4 strips. Potentially you'd get away with 5 strips. Any more than what it does is it reduces this aperture bit here, which then means it stops it from forming. So you're not going to be able to get a huge, great big one because of the aperture. But if we can see on here, that's a really nice sizable one, and that is, so what's that? 2 3/4 by 2 3/4.
Perfect.
And that's with 3, and I personally think 3 is the perfect. This bit doesn't need to be centered because you're not going to see that. Then what I'm going to do again here is let's put a little bit of hot glue into the top. I'm going to come in with this bit here. We're going to press, and this is what I mean by, now even all that hot glue is going to keep it all together. Now look at that.
Beautiful.
Imagine that attached to a little plastic straw if you're having a little beach party, you know, as well as a garden party. You'd be able to use that. Nice way to do your decoration. So then what we can do is let's go on a bit of stamping first and foremost. And what we can do is I'm going to use some of the elements coming up later in our mega deal, or hero tool it is, isn't it? And this is our time for tea. So I'm going to stamp this one out, Joe, and we'll do a little bit of colouring using our tri-blends.
Oh, nice. So great that you can use your colouring mediums that you've got and you love, which is awesome. And Anastasia says that paper that Craig is using is awesome. I'd love it when there's writing on papers. Treasure Hearts, she's going to send us some Texas heat because it's over 100 degrees Fahrenheit there, apparently, Craig.
Wow.
That is warm. I think that's about 35. I could be wrong. Johnny's no doubt Googling for me as we speak. Christine Davis just says, come on, Joe, give us a chuckle. I don't know. Well,
give you a chuckle.
I think we've had a chuckle at the start, didn't we? I mean, it was a very interesting opening from you, Craig, I must say.
I'm going to have to watch that back now.
Oh, what was going on there? Lean says, Craig, I was in Scotland in 2003. We only had 1 day of rain in 8 days. The hottest day was 25 degrees Celsius. I would love to go back. It's a beautiful country. It is a beautiful country, isn't it, Craig? If anyone was going to visit Scotland, Craig, where would you recommend they went?
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
Yeah, absolutely Edinburgh. But then, you know, it depends as well where you're travelling to, whereabout you are. You can go straight up, you know, high up to the Highlands and that if you wanted to as well. Edinburgh, I always say Glasgow, you know, Glasgow has history. However, if you like your shops, I'd always recommend going to Glasgow.
For the shops?
If you like your shops, yeah. If you love history, then Edinburgh.
Yeah, it's cute,
straight away from the history. If you're into all your spooks and your ghosts and all that sort of stuff, Edinburgh, 100%.
Yeah, I went on some ghost tours when I was there. It's very spooky, Craig.
You ever done Mary King's Close?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, briefly, if you don't like the sort of stuff, shut your ears, but don't worry, it's not scary. So Mary King's Close is old Edinburgh, underground.
I have been there, yes.
So when it was the plague, they built new Edinburgh over the top, so to contain everyone basically, and then yeah, so now over the last good number of years, being able to go down and have a look to see how they lived back then, it's fascinating.
Yeah, so some, I think, Craig, when I was there for Edinburgh Fringe, they've turned some of the old underground elements of the city, which are like under the, what's it called? It's called the Royal Mile, the bit that goes up the top. So there's lots of elements that are under there. Lots of those are turned into spaces that they use for performances for the Edinburgh Fringe.
That's right.
It's very, very spooky, yeah. It's a great place to go.
And it's amazing what you learn on things like these. You know, for instance, the saying daylight robbery. You know, I'd learned from visiting there back in the olden days, and yeah, seeing the way that they lived there and obviously what they had to go through. and do, it was, you know, it's one of those that you think back to what we're going through now, to how they would have dealt with back then, or how we would have dealt with everything back then now. It does make you wonder. But all of that, and you know, so much more history that's not along the spooks and ghosts and that when it comes to Edinburgh. Such a fascinating place.
Yeah, it really, really is. Have you been inside for out and about yet, Craig? I went back to Manchester on, what day did I go back? Was it Thursday this week I went back? Yeah, Thursday. I went out for a walk on Thursday morning and there was people sat inside cafes eating food, Craig, and I must say, it was the oddest thing to see. It's very strange, but very happy things getting back to normal here. In the UK. So yeah, we were all able to go back inside this week, which was lovely. And it's handy in Manchester because all it's done is rained all weekend, Craig. So we're able to sit and have a cup of coffee in the warm. It was wonderful.
It is also a strange one, Joe, just now, isn't it? We've been that used to not being allowed in places, and even just having a coffee or that, to all of a sudden freely allowed to do it.
I know.
It's a strange one, but it's a nice one.
It is, and we allowed 5 friends over into our house now as well, Craig, which is a welcome change. Very much enjoyed that this weekend. Hi, Craig and Joe. Could you use the rosette die with a ribbon? Asked MJ on YouTube. So the ribbon, let's have a look and see. So the ribbon, it's all about the concertina. So comes to ribbon, certainly with organza or that, maybe even satin ribbon, you're not necessarily going to get that embossed lines. It needs to be quite sturdy, robust, so that you can do the bending and the folding. I actually think, I've never done it fully, I think doing a rosette with ribbon would be easier without it, by bunching them with your fingers. I don't know, I've never tried it. It would certainly cut ribbon because it's a straight edge die all the way round. You'd need your metal plate. However, you know, to actually try and form the rosette, to get it to work around, you know, you might have a little bit of difficulty, but you know what, give it a shot. How about, Craig, sticking the ribbon onto some cardstock and then cutting it?
Yeah.
Would that work?
There's no reason why that wouldn't work, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, putting that straight on as well. I think the only thing with that potentially that MJ might want is that free-flowing movement from the ribbon, which obviously if you do it onto cardstock first, you're not going to get that. But have a play. This is what it's all about. It's what crafting's all about. You're not going to damage your die. You're not going to damage your machine. You know, give it a shot and see if it works, great. If not, then you know that it's not going to be ideal for when it comes to that material.
Well, okay, give it a go.
Exactly. It's all the fun, isn't it? Now, I'm not going to go and do the full lot because I've got other bits here. So this is what I was doing yesterday. So we can see which was jade green. And this one's jade green. This one I used the turquoise. You can see how lovely that looks, and you can colour it whichever way you want. Exactly the same when it comes to the teapot. So stamp them, die cut them, and then colour them. And then look at these ones as well. So if I bring these, so we've got a little spoon, we've got some florals, we've even got our little sugar cube. All comes within this stamp set as well. So this is where you can start to do your own colouring if you want. And then, so that's these bits, so let's build these ones up. Same with this little one with the rose within one of the other stamp set. Stamped, coloured, and it's really nice. Last bit of die cutting we'll do is the sentiment, and what we'll do, Joe, is we'll form this card together.
Sounds good, Craig. Kathy says, I've been waiting for this collection. Purchased mine on Friday. Beautiful collection. It is, and what I love about it is it's a really big collection, this one, isn't it, Craig? There's lots and lots in here. The value is awesome. You're saving over £50 in the UK. Of course, Platinum members will get another, £25 off of that, which is great, making it £100, which is really, really fantastic value. You'll also be able to save, $36 as a Platinum member, which is awesome. Everyone will get free shipping and handling on this too, which is absolutely brilliant. I know you're going to love it. I can't wait to see the things that you're going to end up making with it. I know some of you, am I right in thinking this launched on HSN already, Johnny? It did, didn't it? So some of you will have it already and will have been making lots of wonderful things already. We'd love to see them in the later launch day show, so make sure you get those pictures ready. Don't send them in to us just yet. I'll ask you for those in that launch day show.
And it'll be really nice to see, because there'll be so many different ideas that you'll have. You might actually not want to use any of the pastel tones. You might want to go for your deep tones. Imagine these with maybe like your deep blues, Joe, or
Nice.
even your deep greens would look nice, wouldn't they?
Would look awesome. Love the fact you've got separate mats and layers for these sentiments as well. And they're big, aren't they, Craig?
They're really big. So this is where what I would do is layer over the top. I've got one stuck together, which looks like this, using my tacky glue. So this one, for instance, is 4 inches by, so it's 4 inches by 1 3/4. So 4 inches by 1 3/4 height. So a really good sizable sentiment when it comes to your cards and projects, and also a nice statement piece as well when it comes to whatever form of craft and project that you're doing. So let's bring in our layers here.
Anne's asking, Craig, what ink and pens work well together? I am new to stamping.
So if you're using your alcohol colours, Tri-Blends, Classic, Illustrators, you want to use your alcohol proof stamp and die. So this is your alcohol. This was Noir Black that I used. If you're using anything water-based, such as your aqua, your sparkle pens or sparkle pots, you're going to want to use your waterproof, and that's your waterproof stamp and die, or stamp and die ink pad. That's the one that you want to use. That's where you're going to find you're going to get that better result, because it's not going to smudge then, and that's exactly what you don't want when it comes to your makes.
Okie doke. Lots of tape, lots of finger lift tape today, Craig. You're branching out. Where's the foam pads?
Oh, the foam pads are coming.
Oh,
this
are
is
they?
just
Okay.
this is just my mats and layers.
Okay.
Foam pads are coming. Don't you fear. But that's a good question, Johnny. Johnny's just asked in my ear, do you always do your finger lift tape than when you're doing your mats and layers? 9 times out of 10, Johnny, I do use my double-sided tape. I don't use finger lift, but it's exactly the same. The only difference, you don't have the width where you take it off with your fingernail. I use my double-sided tape. If I'm crafting for myself, I will use my double-sided tape. If I am, and Johnny, you've just thrown me off because I've just stuck down a bit that I shouldn't have stuck down. Johnny! Typical guy, I can't do more than 2 things at once, can I? Right.
More than one thing at once, you mean?
More than one thing at once. Yeah, something like that. So, what we'll do, let's do what I should do, and I'm going to, did I do it right? No, never, here we go. Oh no, I did do it right. No, I'm okay. No, I'm okay. I'm okay. It's all right. Sorry, Johnny. No, you're okay. So yes, if I'm crafting for myself at home, I'll use my double-sided tape. When I'm prepping, you can kind of tell when I've had a chilled, lovely day prepping because I've got extra time, so I use my double-sided tape. That's how you know Craig's had a great day in his craft room the day before, just chilling out crafting, because I've been using double-sided tape. So there you go. So what I've done is I've taken this layer and I've stuck it all down, which you should need to do. Now on my pattern, what I've done is I've popped double-sided tape at the top and the right-hand side.
Right.
So what I'm going to do now is overlap that straight over the top. So basically you don't see the bottom layer. And this is where I was saying these top layers, you wouldn't need to distress them because you're not going to see them. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel this back, and you can decide how far up or how far down you want to go. So what I'm going to do is let's pop a little bit of hot glue into the corner, and I'm going to come to maybe about here, and let's press. So I'm going to hold that just for a second or two. Then this is what I'm going to do, is I'm going to start to building up my layers by taking all the foam pads off. We're going to have it so it's tucked underneath, and we're going to be using the teapot, the cup, the spoon, the sugar cube, and we'll even bring in the sentiment and the rosette. Here we are.
Awesome. Remember, 2 full hours coming up on this for myself and Sarah. I know she's got loads that she's excited to share with you on this, so make sure you join us for that later show, 3 p.m. here in the UK, which is 10 a.m. on the East Coast, 7 a.m. on the West Coast, which is absolutely awesome. Helen Moore says, could you use this collection with the best of British high tea? I don't see why not, Craig, do you?
You can use this collection with whatever ones that you want, yeah. What you could even do, for instance, if you want to use, vintage diaries,
yeah,
and use all those colour tones instead of the kind of like pastel colours, you can do that if you want. It's entirely up to yourself. Once you've got the collection, it's yours to make and play with. So have fun and, just go out and enjoy yourself.
Awesome. Can't wait to see what you guys have been up to this. Helen Moore says, love this garden party collection. Already planned a party for the Jubilee next year. Of course, we're getting a... well, don't forget, are we getting an extra bank holiday or are we just getting one moved? I think both, aren't we? But we are getting an extra bank holiday in June next year to celebrate the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Is it Platinum?
Wow. Really?
We had the Diamond Jubilee, didn't we, already? So, yeah, I believe it's her Platinum Jubilee. How incredible.
That's going to be amazing.
So what will that be? That'll be 70 years on the throne?
70.
Johnny's going to check all of this for me. It's definitely platinum. 70 years the Queen has reigned for. 70 years, wowzers, Craig.
That is a long time,
Such a long
isn't it?
time.
So if she joins Club Inspire, she can go straight to platinum level if she wants.
She probably already in Club Inspire,
I'm sure
I reckon.
Sarah wouldn't mind.
She gets an honorary platinum membership, no doubt. Yeah.
She's the Queen. I think she deserves it.
She does indeed.
I hope.
I wonder if she's got a Crafter's Companion apron.
Oh, we should send her one.
We should.
Oh, we should send her some logoed goodies. You might see her Christmas Day, the Queen's speech, there with her Crafter's Companion water bottle to
and
the
a
side.
notepad. Yeah, absolutely.
With her wee little mouse mat. Oh, there's my cheat sheet of colours that I used.
Well, she does. She's into Zoom now these days.
She is. She might be watching. Afternoon, Queenie, if you're watching.
Queenie.
Does a guy curtsy or no? He just bows, does he? He just
a guy
bows.
curtsies. And yeah.
Yeah, she might be. They might all be watching.
Do you watch The Crown, Craig?
No.
That's interesting.
A lot of people had said to me to watch it.
Yeah, I think you'd like it.
Do you think so?
Yeah, it's a very, very good show. I think I much preferred the first couple of seasons. I've sort of dipped in and out of the later ones. Rebecca says the colours on this would look good on a baby boy card. They would.
They would.
Mandy Doodlehands says love that rosette idea. Lovely box, Craig, says Laura Hernandez. Christine's saying, I love a folded back corner with a reveal underneath. We'll be giving this a go.
Let's have a look at your cardstock and your paper. See which other ways that you can do it. Now, it's not double-sided, but that doesn't bother me. I like that cream crisp white layer within the middle. So what we can do is, well, let's actually show you. So this is what we've made. So that's the front of the box. However, the way that I had done it yesterday was the card. There we go. So that's what I'd done yesterday, and we put it on the front of a card. But I just thought, let's do it a little bit different and show you how you can do it on the front of a box if you want to. It's entirely up to yourself. But that one, as well as full-on detailed explanation and showing you what to get, what you're going to expect, is coming up on launch date with Sarah and Joe, 3 p.m. here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time. It's part of your garden party full collection, 102 elements. You can see it all at the side right here, including 120 sheets of your papers. £125 here in the UK, $180 for you guys stateside. Everyone's getting that saving. Of course, if you're in Club Inspire, if you're Platinum, you're going to be saving 20% off of that as well. So certainly now is the time. Wake up call is always the time to get in there first. Shop ahead of the show, not just with launch day, but also Monday Makers as well. And you know it's going to be yours, secured and on its way to you. So yeah, check out the website while you're there. See what else that you need.
Absolutely, don't miss out on it. Make sure you grab a hold of that. Very, very busy already. Mary sent us in a picture of her garden, Craig. Look at this. One of 3 gardens. There's some pumpkin seeds that are growing in there. Didn't realise Mary had planted giant pumpkins, and it's completely filled the garden with giant pumpkins. I bet the grandchildren absolutely loved that. Love a bit of gardening, Craig. You've been out in the garden. Your garden's looking fabulous, Craig.
We're getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely. Yeah, it's just obviously when it comes to the weather, as we've been talking about, puts a stop to some things. But yeah, we're getting there now that we can start to maybe get some more plants and that out. Although I do tend to go artificial because means that I'm able to look after them better. However, some kind of hints and tips I might be taken from when it comes to gardening and also planting. Do you want to have a wee look at something? Well, we'll show you. Have a look at this.
So what what is Wilso? Wilso splits apart children Wilso seeds. What's really exciting about this, we produced the first ever plantable children's book. So how does Wilso work? You simply read the pages, follow the instructions, cutting the pages out, plant the pages, lots of sunlight and water, you meet the main character.
You know me, I always say that a great entrepreneur sell literally any product. Now, Tom and James, the guys behind Wilso, they really impressed me because they have this real can-do attitude, massive tenacity. They had a fantastic innovative product, but then also they presented it really well. They knew their stuff, and they had some really exciting plans for the future.
We were in the process of applying to go on Dragon's Den when we won a Leicestershire Live Innovation Award. Off the back of that, BBC found out and phoned us and asked us to go on. So when we got that phone call, we were super excited and super proud to be part of Dragon's Den.
So Wilso's products caught my eye because they are the first company ever to produce actual kids books. So the idea itself is totally unique. But they're also environmentally friendly. They're all made using sustainable products such as the recycled paper, the biodegradable ink, the non-genetically modified seeds, and then of course they're all stitched using 100% cotton rather than any glue or binding. My kids have loved the books. You know, the stories are really engaging, they love the fun characters, but then also, you know, the books have taught them really important lessons about where their food actually comes from. And I just think it's been great to sit down, read the stories together, go out in the garden and plant the page, watch the seeds come to life. You know, it's really fun to have something like this that the whole family can get involved with.
So we've created the first ever plantable children's book, but what are the future plans for Wilso? We want to be an all-encompassing brand about sustainability, gardening, and educating our future generations on getting outside and understanding our natural environment and everything it has to offer. Where the end of the story is just the beginning for Wilso.
How fab is that? Absolutely fab. We might play that again just later on. Just a couple of people said there was a little bit of an echo, so what we'll do is keep your eyes peeled. But that was so cool. I was certainly watching, and I went straight onto that very popular site and bought them for little Grayson last week. So that'll be something fun to do with him when I see him next month as well. So such a good genius idea. Absolutely love that. The fact that you can read the books, plant the page, and then, well, basically it's kind of like grow the character, isn't it? Really good. Love that. So, thought what we could do is carrying on with that, why not make our own little paper planter? So then you can start to then even grow your little seeds, whether it's elements from them, or maybe you've got little seeds at home that you're able to do them. When it comes to paper, being recyclable, so it's a good way of doing it. To do it, what we're going to need is a piece of 12 by 12. Now you could, of course, if you want to use pattern paper and that, you can do. Keeping in mind, you're going to be putting compost or anything like that in it, so it doesn't need to be your pretty stuff. And what I would say as well, maybe round about a 180. What I'm away to do, I tried it with like a 230. It does work, but obviously what you're away to see is layer upon layer upon layer. So to make it really easy to fold and burnish and move, then this is going to be the perfect way to do it. So I've taken some of our colour. This is 180 GSM. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold corner to corner. So we're going to go in, and unlike card making, what we're going to do is, I'm not going to burnish it with my tool. We're just going to give it a good fold with my fingers. So we're going to go in corner to corner into each area here. So what we can do, what I love as well about what the guys have done is the fact that 100% of the material has been donated, you know, from sources such as schools or even businesses as well. I think that, Joe, is just such a fabulous way to help, you know, helping the environment, basically.
Yeah, it's absolutely wonderful, and the stories are awesome too. Treasure Heart says, a lot of talk still about the ribbon dye. Christine says, the Queen and her sister were avid crafters when they were children. They made scrapbooks. Well, that is something I didn't know, Craig.
I didn't know that either. Didn't know that either. So what I've done at this point here, so I've done corner to corner, then I've done corner to corner. Then what I've done is I've taken each point and I've folded into the middle, and then what we're going to do is keep it so that they're pointed into the middle.
Okie doke.
Here, here, and then into here. And then at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to fold again, corner to middle, So we're going to fold and we're going to keep going, corner. So it's very repetitive in the layout that you're folding. So we're going corner to center. We're going to do the same again, here and into here. Then what we're going to do is we're then going to go each side. We're going to fold into the middle. This is where I mean by, if you're using your very heavy cardstock, Joe, this is when it might just get a bit too tough with your fingers or your thumbs. So I would say the 180, still very, very substantial that you can see here, but at least it's more pliable when it comes to folding. So we're then going to do the other two sides.
So not quite to the centre on these last bits, Craig.
I'm doing it just before the centre and no more, and literally I think, what, maybe like 2 millimetres from the centre, if that. So folding, I'm going to open these layers again. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out this one and that one, so the opposite ones. We're going to pull in the corners, and where you have folded at each edge, because you've already got your fold lines, they're just going to bounce in together.
Right.
So they're going to form together there. They're going to form together here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to tuck over that layer that you've formed. And then because it's going to sit nicely nestled into the middle, so no glue, no nothing, turning it around. And then what we can do is exactly the same. So giving it a lift up, folding, and then lifting and folding, tucking them in, folding it over, and then giving it a press, just pushing it in. And then if you want to, give it a nice little last press to make it neat, but keeping in mind, you are going to be filling it with soil, you're going to be doing plants into it or little seeds. But then there is your little, look at that. How smart is that? Such a fabulous thing to do.
Would you seal that now as something, Craig, or would you just leave it as is?
Well, I would leave it as it is because it's paper, it's recyclable, so you can start to grow. Then what you could do is then, as it layers up, builds up, pop that into the earth, you know, because it's recyclable. So if actual fact, if you were to seal it, it's going to stop anything from growing over time. So no, I wouldn't leave it exactly like that. It could be thin paper, it could be obviously parts of old books, obviously big books or newspaper spreads, anything like that. Such a really good idea as well. And a nice wee starter way to start planting with the kiddies. Instead of going straight out into the garden, which you could do, but you can just start to do it on the windowsill, something like little cress or any other little seeds or that you've got when it comes to growing them. So I think what we can do is we've kind of got the little gremlins sorted, so let's have a look again at the guys and see exactly what they were saying when it comes to their incredible idea.
So what is Will Sew? Will Sew split apart as children will sow seeds. And what's really exciting about this, we produced the first ever plantable children's book. So how does Will Sew work? You simply just read the pages, follow the instructions by cutting the pages out, plant the pages with lots of sunlight and water, you meet the main character.
You know me, I always say that a great entrepreneur can sell literally any product. Now, Tom and James, the guys behind Will Sew, they really impressed me in the den because they had this real can-do attitude and massive tenacity. They had a fantastic, innovative product, but then also they presented it really well. They knew their stuff and they had some really exciting plans for the future.
We were in the process of applying to go on Dragon's Den when we won a Leicestershire Live Innovation Award. Off the back of that, the BBC found this out and phoned us and asked us to go on. So when we got that phone call, we were super excited and super proud to be part of Dragon's Den.
So Will Sew's products caught my eye because they are the first company ever to produce actual plantable kids books. So the idea itself is totally unique. But they're also environmentally friendly, they're all made using sustainable products such as the recycled paper, the biodegradable ink, the non-genetically modified seeds, and then of course they're all stitched using 100% cotton rather than any glue or binding. My kids have loved the books. You know, the stories are really engaging, they love the fun characters, but then also, you know, the books have taught them really important lessons about where their food actually comes from. And I just think it's been great to sit down, read the stories together, go out in the garden and plant the page, watch the seeds come to life. You know, it's really fun to have something like this that the whole family can get involved with.
So we've created the first ever plantable children's book, but what are the future plans for Will Sew? We want to be an all-encompassing brand about sustainability, gardening, and educating our future generations on getting outside and understanding our natural environment and everything it has to offer.
Where the end of the story is just the beginning for Wilso.
Awesome. I'd actually highly recommend anyone out of the UK, maybe not seen it, go into kind of like your search engine, YouTube, anything like that, and give the guys a search because, yeah, great idea. Absolutely great idea. Let's say afternoon to some of you that are just popping in at the moment. Bianca Stokes on Facebook saying, good afternoon. Which finger lift tape are you using, Craig? So it's not finger lift tape, it's finger lift tape and double-sided tape. It's exactly the same. Finger lift tape has a couple of extra millimeters with no adhesive on it so that you can pop your tape down and then peel it off nicely with your fingers using your fingernail, hence the name finger lift tape. I just use edge-to-edge double-sided tape and it's on our website. A treasure heart, the rosette could easily be made into an award by adding ribbons or paper tails. Yeah. Such a good idea. You know, if you do even things like horse riding that my mum used to do all these years ago, start to create your... That's a good idea, actually, Joe. We could start to do rosettes for around the building, couldn't we?
Oh, yeah. What would the awards be for us here at Crafters TV? I'm wondering.
Yeah, that's going to be a thinker.
Let us know in the comments.
Exactly. Let us know. Who'd get what award? Keep it clean.
Best banter. Best wax seal application would be go to maybe the fish. We could have some funny ones. Yeah, let's work on it, Craig. I did say we should have a, you know, the crafters where we have like an awards ceremony at the end of the year. You know, like in true Oscars or BAFTA style. We come up with some interesting categories. So maybe that's what the award could be. There could be rosettes made from the fantastic garden party collection.
I think so. Well, the wrestling have the Slammies each year. We could have like the Crafties or something.
The
Like
Slammies?
The Slammy Awards. Yeah, we could have that. There's a thinker. We'll think on that one.
We'll have a little think about it.
Here we go. Let's have a look, see what's coming up there now on Monday Makers, which is if you want to get organised, if you want to get, you know, your little compartments, you maybe want to do birth dates, maybe little dividers, little notes, little shopping lists. All of these can be done using our Ultimate Organiser collection. But then this one here, you're getting 132 elements in total. Now it works out that you are going to be saving 35% with all of that on your screen. So you've got the main worker as well as all your additional stamp set that gives you the ability to do your little tables, your little months, your little dates, all these certain things that you've seen on the screen there. 61.71 here in the UK, 77.83 for you guys stateside. This is the best deal yet that we've had within the organiser. We'll go over it more when it comes to Monday Makers, but I think what we'll do, Joe, is we'll show you the concept is how you can make one of the organisers, although there's a few different ways you can do it, but we can always show you the way that I'm going to show you.
Sounds good?
So good. Sounds good to you, it sounds good to me. So what we've done is I've changed over to my large Gemini for now because the main worker is a larger one. So what I've done is popping it onto my plate, and let's bring in our low tack tape, and then I'm going to secure this. And I've already done this 3 other times. So the way that I'm going to show you, I'm going to need 4 layers. So I've done 2. And I'm doing this one right now, and such a great way to be able to organise. Maybe as well, you know, do you have someone in your family, Joe, that just never remembers birthdays or anniversaries? Or...
I am that person.
Oh,
in my
you are
family.
that?
Yeah. It was my brother's birthday yesterday, Craig, and amongst all of Eurovision hysteria, I completely forgot about it until yesterday.
Forgot?
So bad. So bad. And my friend Philip's birthday is the day before, 22nd, the day of Eurovision. I also forgot about that one as well.
Now, is it
No.
Was it because Eurovision was on, or was it just because... If Eurovision wasn't on, would you have forgotten?
Eurovision was late this year. It's usually around about the 16th of May. And this year it was the 22nd of May.
Right.
So normally that's like my, you know, that's my line in the sand to think, right, Eurovision, okay, next week it's Philip's birthday and then it's Reese's birthday. Because Eurovision was a week late this year, it just threw me out. What can I say?
These things happen.
I'm blaming that. Sorry?
Yeah, I'd blame that. We'll go for that one. Blame Eurovision. Blame Eurovision. See, when you're watching, what do you have, like little snacks and nibbles, or?
Usually some food before, because no one wants the sound of someone eating crisps
you
through
don't want
something.
no.
There has to be complete silence as well. I will shush people, Craig, especially during the songs.
Are you a shusher?
You get if you talk over the songs, you get that. Are you ready? This is me watching it. Look once.
So I'm going crunch.
Then you get
crunch,
the look
crunch.
twice. Then there's a shush. And then after there's still silence. There's still talking after that. There's usually some very cutting choice words as well. Only Lee got those words. My friend Lee twice got them.
Okay.
Can't repeat what I had to tell him.
No, let's not do that. Not at 1:10 on a Monday afternoon.
Yeah. And then when the results came in, Craig was so into it, I actually took the cushion off the sofa and sat in front of the TV.
To
like
be
this,
fair, everyone
right up
here
close.
in the UK that was watching, I think we all done that.
Yeah.
But you know, hey, you enjoyed it, Joe. That's the main
Absolutely
thing.
loved it. I watched all the songs back last night, and then I'll watch it back again later this week, and then we'll be done for the year.
Did you? Did you actually go back and watch it all?
Watched all the songs again through last night, yeah, and then I'll watch the whole thing back in its entirety once more, and then we'll be done.
Have you got them
the
on the
Tuesday, the
playlist?
Thursday, and the Saturday?
A whole lot of them. You
All
got
of
them all on
them.
your playlist?
Well, they're just all on iPlayer, so I'll watch them
well.
all back. I'll maybe even save them, just so I've got them, for another time.
Just keep you going for another year or so,
Absolutely.
eh? Keep you going. Now that I have die cut that layer, what I've also done is, as I said before, I've done another 3. So that we can see the difference, I've done 2 in one pink, 2 in another. No specific reason, just make it a bit easier in the eye when you see me layering them up. Now these ones, the die that I've used, they come with a little tab on the end with a score line. Now you've also got a score line down the middle. So on 2 of these, what I want to do is chop it in half down that score line. Still going to be using these when it comes to the dividers. So there's one, and then here's the second one. So, not quite on the score line. Let's chop that one off. So now what I can do is go in to where our score line is, folding that one over. We're going to do the same as well on this one. And what I would say when it comes to this die, if you find it seems to be a little bit too thick for your cardstock and it's splitting your cardstock when you die cut it, what to do is remove your magnetic shim and only have your plastic shim. That'll reduce the pressure, which will then mean that in your embossed score lines that you get, they're not going to crack. Because it does happen sometimes, and it's happened with me in the past. So don't worry about it, just have a little bit of a play with your plate configuration. Because not everything is set in stone as the 2 plates, plastic and magnetic. You can have a little bit of freeway. If you think you're having an issue, it's maybe too much pressure, then just remove one of your plates. You're absolutely golden if you do that. So by doing this layer, we've got our little fold over with our little hinge at the back. Then what we can do now is we can come in with our other 2 layers that we've done. I'm going to fold these layers, and I'm going to do like a bit of a concertina effect for both of these. And we're going to show you even more things and how you can use the elements come Monday Makers later on. So what we can do now is we're going to bring these in, and we're going to attach this one to the tab. So using these bits, using my tape runner for this one, overlapping them, and then we can start to form them. But if you wanted to, I'm thinking, if you want to do a little bit of an organisation set, with the garden party, if you would do some of your pattern papers from that, that would look lovely. And what about even vintage diaries? You can literally do whichever colour tones that you want when it comes to this full collection.
Craig, do you know what we haven't done today?
What's that?
We haven't done the word of the day.
Word of the day, neither we have. No.
Today's word of the day, which I heard over the weekend, Craig, is manubrial. Can you guess what it means? Manubrial. M-A-U-B-R-I-L. Manubrial.
I want to say I've heard of it before, but no, I don't know what it is.
It means shaped like a handle.
Shaped like a handle?
Manubrial. So I guess a banana is manubrial.
Yeah.
Or what else could it be? A phone is manubrial, like an old dial phone that you get. Could be described as manubrial. Yeah, see if you can get into conversation today. That was today's
Manoeuvrable.
word of the day, of the day, of the day. I know, you'll look forward to that tomorrow.
Have you thought of one for tomorrow yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
No, I heard it used in conversation earlier in the week and I thought I must remember that one.
So that's good. Yeah, I'm going to have to think about how to get that in on Monday Makers. That's going to be a tough one for me.
Maneubrial, there you are. You know, public service broadcasting here on Crafters TV. Kathy wants to know if you need the Pro for this set, Craig.
No, you don't need your Pro, you just need your OG Gemini, so your A4 one, or any other A4 die cutting machine, and it's going to fit through. All the additional elements are going to go through using your Junior. Your Junior, some of them will go through your Mini. Now what I've done here, we've got a real big zigzag of layers here, making sure we've got zigzag all the way along, but on this one where my thumb is, we've got the little spine at the base. So what I'm going to do is sit that one to the side for now, and then I'm going to bring in this die here. Now this one, rectangle die, but it's got score lines all the way down the centre here. So I've got a couple done. Well, I need 4, so let's do one more. And for this one, let's go in with the Gemini Mini. And let's just bring in a folder and we'll run that one through really quick so that you can see how some of these will go through the Mini as well. So let's do this bit. This is going to create kind of like your edges. So this is going to give you the perforation look so that you've got the ability to slot little, it could be little notelets in, tabs in, it could be lots of different things.
Awesome. Rhonda wants to know, have the crafting awards been given out in the UK yet? They have not, and it isn't too late to nominate still as well. I'll give you some more details of that before the end of the show. So I'll give you all those details, Rhonda, so you can go get nominating.
I think we're still at the nomination stage, aren't we?
I think we still are, yeah. It's actually, here's the details for you. Let's get nominating. It is crafts-beautiful.com/awards. crafts-beautiful.com/awards. There's lots of different awards up for grabs. Male crafting personality of the year, you could vote for me, you could vote for Craig, Ben. You've got female crafting personality of the year, so you could vote for any of our lovely experts. What else have we got? Brand of the year, TV shopping channel of the year. I think brand of the year and TV shopping channel of the year, they're the ones that we've really got our eyes on, haven't they, Craig?
I think so, yeah. I would say so.
So yes, do pop yourself over there and do get nominating.
Because there's one to vote for our stores as well, isn't there?
There is indeed, yeah. There's categories for absolutely everything. I voted for you, Craig.
Did you?
Yep.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
I still don't know who I could vote for.
Well, Debbie Fisher, who's meant to be my, my on-air wife here at Crafts TV, she voted for you, Craig.
So believe.
She had to come clean afterwards.
But can I just say, Johnny's just, when I said that, Johnny in my ear's just gone, wow. Johnny, how could I vote for either Joe or Ben? How can you put me in that position? Do you know what I mean? So although
just
you went...
create a second email address, Craig. There you go, one for each.
Well, suppose I could do one with my email and one with my work's email, couldn't I?
Probably wouldn't accept our work's email.
Are we allowed to vote, though?
Sorry?
Are we allowed to vote, though?
Who knows?
Joe has.
We're not, apparently.
See, Charlotte, I didn't think we were.
We're not allowed to vote, apparently.
Well, thank you anyway for voting for me, Joe.
Thank you. Well, thank you. You're welcome.
You're very welcome as well. I will, I promise. If we can work our way around it, I will. Rightio, so here we go. So what I've done here is this is then going to be our pocket or our organiser. So we need to go this way. So what you're going to do is once you've started to concertina it, this is actually going to be the fold over. So if we go over, let's say, now let's go that way. Go the right way, Craig. So it was, gosh, I'm having right trouble with which way's going where.
There, so you got it. No?
No.
Do you need a moment?
Yeah, so that's, I had it as well. Trust me, I do know my job.
Now, do you
there
get
we go, there we
instructions
go,
in-
that's it. Because you need that seam on the top bit. There we go, right along the top. That needs to be on the top so you've got the width that you've got here.
Right.
So then what we can do is these bits, let's bring these tabs in here, and I've already concertinaed them. So I'm going to pop one there, and then I'm going to do one on here, and then I like to do all of them at the same time. So this one can go at this side, this one can then go into here. So we're just placing that in against the edge. Then what I can do for this bit is let's go in with this one. So I'm going to fold that one over. We're going to fold this side over. Then what we can do is we can then come in and then take that away, fold it that way, and fold it that way.
Awesome.
And then what we can do at this point is this one can then go there.
Brilliant.
This one can then go here. So we've now got this gusset at each side that creates the little pocket.
Gusset's a good word, isn't it, Craig?
It's a nice word. It's a nice word. You've got a little tab at the end here, so this is where you can put a little bit, additional bits of pockets at each side. But then this bit here, that folds over, and because you've got what could be the spine, but it's really going to be the top of the organiser, that gives you enough depth to cover in where you're going to pop your little pockets, or maybe your little tabs, any of your little dividers. They're going to be working in just perfectly into there. So that is the basis of your organiser. Come Monday makers, I will fully know what I'm doing, although trust me, you wouldn't think so. I know what I was doing, because I've done, I'll show you later on in Monday Makers as to what I've prepped, because I can do it. This is part of your Monday Makers. This is your Ultimate Organiser collection here. 132 elements in total, £61.71 for you guys here in the UK, £77.83 for you guys stateside. Gives you the workings, the mechanism, all the additional components if you want to start doing all of your different organisers if you want. So a nice way in which to either do it for yourself or do it to give it as a gift with all the birthdays. Something that I would tend to do for my brother, because he's the same. He just knows nothing about our birthdays or anything like that.
Yes, I definitely need one of those organisers, Craig, I do. Christine has voted for you for Male Crafter of the Year, she tells me.
Oh,
and she's also voted for Jan for Female Crafter of the Year.
Fab.
There you go. Make sure you make your vote count. And you can vote for us now. So it's not a very good sitting down shirt, this one, is it, Charlotte? We've worked it out. You know, some shirts are good sitting down shirts, Craig, and some are not. What I've worked out is this is not a good sitting down shirt. I'm just going to hold my, oh no, and there we go. Oh, there. Anyway, back to you, Craig.
Rightio. Let's have a look.
Oof, get more than you bargained for there on a Monday morning.
Showing a bit of skin there. Check
Bit
you
of flesh,
out.
I know.
Check you out. Lovely shirt though, I love that
Do
shirt.
you? Thank
really
you.
Nice.
Top shop.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice. Yeah, do you get a lot of things out of it? Anyway, so this is what we're going to be doing now. We're going to be having a look at our little tool set. So I say little, there's nothing so little about this one here. This is our bumper collection. So within this one here is our Ultimate Stamping and Blending collection. Now what you're doing is you're going to be getting 34 elements in total, including 60 sheets of cardstock. 44.73 here in the UK, 64.77 for you guys stateside. Now you've got your stamping platform, you've got your stamping mat, you've got your cutting mats and blending pads, spritz tool, and you've got your roller tool as well. So we'll quickly go over as to what you're going to be using them for. Your stamping mat, time and time again, you see us, yours will come crystal clean for sure. It won't be after a while of using it, but it will be nice and clean when you get yours. This is nice and padded, so this is when it comes to doing your stamping with your stamps, you're going to get that nice, crisp, clean stamped image. And you're getting your 4x4 one as well. Works perfectly well for your garden party if you choose to use it for these ones here. Any stamping, I always recommend doing it onto your stamping mat because you've got that sponge. It protects and it stops the actual stamp from spreading out as to what it would do if you go onto hard surface. So a nice little set together even on its own. But then when it comes to doing any of your stamping with all your different colours, any of like your water reactive, maybe even when it comes to your quick dry, this is when your smooth cardstock comes into play. Alcohol colouring, always say works best to do with the Nina. If you are out of Nina, you've ran out, you can still use white smooth stamping card. You know, you'll still get a really good result, but it's in this bundle here. We use it a lot for our card blanks as well, so a good versatile cardstock. We've got our two blending pads. Now here we've got a rectangle and our circle. I like to use my, well, we'll call it square, it's actually rectangle. I use this one more than ever. There's no what one's better, it's purely down to what you feel comfortable and what you feel easy using. So you've got these ones as well. You get some of your blending pads, but you also get refills for them as well within this collection. You get a pack of spritzing tools. This is something that you definitely see us using quite a lot. You can start to do your backgrounds with your aquas or your sparkle paints, anything like that. But if you have any shimmer powders, you can pop them into your little chambers, shake them with water and start to give it a light little shimmer mist. Use it for these ones here. You've then got your brayer. So if you are wanting to do things like you're maybe stenciling through with your paste or your inks, you maybe got your sparkle paste, you can start to use these, start to blend in the colours onto your mat if you want to. Or if you're using something like your double-sided adhesive sheets, is a good way to really press down the pressure and use it in that form. So it's a nice little tool for that one. And then we've got our 9x12. This is our self-heal cutting mat. So if you find your glass mat, there's more of a glide and you want that little bit more stability when it comes to cutting with your craft knife, then this is where your self-healing mat is going to be perfect for. Self-healing mat grips your card mat or your card grips your knife when you do the cutting through the card, and it's kind of like it hugs it and secures it. Still a working space though, if you want to work on top of it, you absolutely can do. But all of that within the price that you're getting today, you know, that's excluding your platinum on top of that one there. All of that, as I've just explained a moment ago, comes included. $44.73 here in the UK, $64.77 for you guys stateside. Nice little set, whether it's for yourself, whether you're going to break it down or maybe you're going to gift the whole lot itself. It's entirely up to yourself, but such a perfect bundle to pop into your basket. If you are, maybe you're only needing a few extra things, still a good deal to do it that way. Well, that's what I think, Joe, anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. What a great day coming up as well today, Craig. Yeah, loads coming your way. Going to be an exciting few days. I'm here with you for the next few days as well. I'm here with you all the way through until Wednesday, so I'm looking forward to that. We'll be together for the next couple of morning Craigs, which will be lovely.
It will be. It'll be good. I've got you, then we'll go into Becky, and then we'll go into Ben as well. So yeah, I've got the only one I've only worked with yet, and I've not been on with as of late, is George, but I'm sure that time will come. But as Joe just said, we do have such a fun action-packed day lined up on Crafters TV. So here is what we've got coming up for the remainder of the day. We are going to be going into a launch day with Joe and Sarah. That is obviously Garden Party Signature Collection. Boy, you're loving it already. Actually, Johnny just said not that long ago that you really are checking out your baskets on that one. So make sure you get extra paper pads. Both, I would say the 12x12 and your pearlescent cardstock. You might want to check out the 6x6 as well, because then consumables, you're going to need them time and time again. So that's going to be 3 p.m. here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time. And then, do you know what, Joe? I think I'm going to come back.
Okay.
I'm going to come back and I'm going to join yourself, I'm going to join Johnny and Charlotte, and we're going to do Monday Makers
Sounds
together.
good.
So we're going to have a look at lots of different things. If you're needing some more inspiration in, funny enough, Nature Garden Farmyard Collection, do tune in for that one. We're going to have a look at the organiser again. And do you know what? It's Monday, so I think we'll just have a jolly old good time.
Oh, sounds fabulous,
I think
Craig.
so anyway. That being 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, or 11 a.m. Pacific Time. What a great way to start off the week. Been such a blast today. What a great way to actually start it with having a launch as well. Always love these sorts of shows when it's a nice little launch, but obviously some incredible deals as well. Make sure if you're on the website, check out the Get It, Got It Good. We're always going to need plates, that is for sure. You get that nice selection together. Works well with obviously our Garden Party collection, but then think back of any of your techniques when it comes to the stencils within Garden Party. You'll be able to do embossing with them using your plates, you know, do your spritzing and that. I picked upon it earlier on. Tomorrow on Wake Up Call, I'm going to do a little bit with stenciling. So when you're watching that tomorrow, keep in mind, when you're watching Garden Party with Sarah later on, think, I could do all these things Craig's going to be showing, so just keep that in mind as well. So I'm away to get a couple of things done, and then I'm actually going to head home for a couple of hours and prep things for tomorrow's show as well, and then we're going to come back and we'll have some fun when it comes to Monday Makers. Have a lovely rest of the day watching Crafters TV. I know you will. I'll be watching Launch Day while I'm at home, and then yeah, we'll have a blast together when it comes to Monday Makers. So enjoy the show, and we'll all see you again at the end of the day for Monday Makers. Bye.